Hello, everybody, and welcome. And I think today is like it's definitely an interesting thing for me to think about. Like, how do I help people who maybe just don't have like enough experience with the game to know how to tune or just like understand, basically like what the game is about, bruh. So I think it'll be a very useful thing for me to go and show like what experience I have in terms of just helping people with doing drift zones, or people who just like don't know like what's the best tuning or like how to tune cars. But I think today it'll just be doing like a practical demonstration of like different ideas and strategies you can use to 3-star every zone. And maybe you're struggling, maybe you don't understand how to do it. Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I have the right car, I have the right setup, but I'm not 3-starring that zone, I don't know what to do. So yeah, I mean, so let's just go over like the couple base things that you need. So I would say get like change your settings. Make sure you got sim steering, you got traction, you got stability off. You can either use manual clutch or like normal manual. And I think coming from someone who knows how to use like both, or somebody who knows how to use manual clutch or is used to manual clutch, it becomes a lot easier when like you understand how the game works, instead of just saying, like, oh, manual, it's such a hard thing for me. Um, the manual can be difficult. I agree. Like going from just drive and let all my gears change for me. Now you have to focus on rev matching. You have to understand like when to change the gears. It's all complicated stuff, and it's not easy for people to know. But yeah, so I think let's just start with the drift zones and stuff. I mean, they're gonna unlock as you progress naturally through the game. So I mean, if you are not experienced with the game enough, then definitely play the game a lot more, unlock all the drift zones, then come back to this video and then be like, okay, this is how I do all the drift zones. So there's two types of drift zones. You got drift zones on the road, and then you got drift zones off road. The biggest thing with those types of drift zones is that they are less forgiving. But because in Horizon 6, like, you can just drift off the road and you can get points. So what I mean forgiving is like your car and the setup that it uses. I think the easiest way is to take any sort of car and then just get a drift build on it. Um, I think the most common drift build like now people are using is the um, Nissan Z. So this car was originally like a hard to find car in Horizon 5, and then yeah, I mean it looks really cool. This is reminding me a lot about the 350Z, but yeah. So basically, what you're going to do, you're going to go over to your Creative Hub. You're going to find tunes. You could even use it stock, which is fine. But like the easiest way is to find like people. You got like Kenpai TGG or Ken Blocks On, and you got to look. Is it all-wheel drive? Is it rear-wheel drive? Now the biggest thing, the biggest defining factor between these two is like rear-wheel drive. You can hold your own, or like all drive. You can hold your own without spinning out. Rear-wheel drive is a lot more difficult, and it requires a lot more skill and precision. So if you aren't particularly used to all-wheel drive, like don't try and use it. But if you want to be purist and say rear-wheel drive car, then here, this is a rear-wheel drive car. This definitely is rear-wheel drive. It definitely can drift. It's definitely built for drifting. But yeah, so the easiest way to do drift zones is just get in there and just so basically what you want to do, you want to initiate. You could even just drive just like this. So just by having traction control off and you're in the right gear, get in the right thing, and look, it's already drifting. And then what I'm doing, I'm counter steering. I'm just pushing my car to the left, and then when it wants to go too much to the left, I start steering to the right. And as you can see, very simply, every time the car wants to move too much to the left, I'm moving it to the right. Every time it wants to move too much to the left, I move it to the right. You can even do it the other way too. And look, 3 stars is I think 120k. You see, if I leave it go to the left too much, that's what happens when you spin out. So you need to be able to counter steer. You need to be able to hold your car in a position of rest, in terms of not rest, but like between it wanting to oversteer too much and wanting to understeer too much. But you don't need that big of a drift to make yourself get it, and you also need good throttle control. As you can see here, I'm using R2 or R no, I'm using R1. So that's basically like pressing like a full input on my controller with just one tap. If I was using like R2, it would be a little bit different. Like you can hold the revs, but it's pretty easy. I just like, I just do a little bit of quick taps, and it's the same thing as like, like just holding the revs. I use it more for racing, but yeah. But that's pretty much like the easiest way to do drift zones. Is just put in the right gear and just drift. If you want to do extensions, how we do extensions basically, all you have to do is you handbrake, right? You handbrake, you clutch. That's called clutch kicking. And now what you want to do, you want to go to a corner and you want to extend it. So if you want to know like how we do those long extensions, how we do how we like able to get into the drift zone a bit easier, that's how we do it. And then clutch, it just really helps. I can put down the power. If my car, like if it's the revs are not catching up, I just do a little bit of clutch kicking. It's like very simple, very simple. You see, the car wants to move too much to the right, I just pull my stick to the left. If the car gets too much angle, I just let go of the throttle, let go of the accelerator. Boom. So don't try fight with the car, work with the car. Try understand. You can shift up while you're drifting as well if maybe if your inputs are too low. So I'm not doing like a full, like I want to grind for those points, so that's why I'm not getting 190k. I'm just showing you that you can do it even without good technique. It's not always about technique, it's just about being able to do it in the first place, If you want an all-wheel drive type build, you can choose any car you want. I think the best car right now, like the most meta car, is the Honda Beat. And I think the reason why people like this car so much is because you can extend it so well. And the thing is, with this type of car, the engine, like the power to weight ratio, this car's so tiny. And it's powerful. Like, look how powerful this thing is, bro. And it's all drive, so you're getting all that angle. And you don't have to worry. You can just, my finger's off the stick. I'm just pressing down on my accelerator. Look at this. The car's drifting by itself. I only need to make a couple of adjustments here and there. This is why you want to drift all drive, Look at this. I barely need to do much on the stick. I'm just letting go of my stick, and look, it drifts for me. I'm letting go of my stick, it drifts for me. Look at that. Look at that. I'll even turn off manual, and I'll show you. You can easily drift that shit, bro. Look at this. Even on automatic, look at this. Look at this. Easy. Easy. Look at this. We're on automatic, but the tune on this drift car. So basically, the tune is by, I think it's by Say It Then. So if you know like yeah, these are all by me. I think this is him. This is Say It Then. Okay. Look at this. Even on automatic. Look at this. On automatic, I'm drifting on automatic. Look at this. It drifts so easily. 60 miles per hour, putting in maybe 50, 58. And it's drifting it fine. It's drifting it fine. We already got 3 stars. And even without good technique, I'm just holding. Just making a tiny adjustments. I'm letting the car drift itself. And you can get 188 on automatic. On automatic, sim steering, no traction control, no ABS, no stability. I mean, yeah. You can even do it with like normal manual, but come on, normal manual is actually more difficult than regular manual. And the reason is because like normal manual is you have to like hold down your handbrake, and then you have to go and like clutch kick by driving, by holding down the throttle, bro. Like that's like way more difficult than just learning how to use the clutch, bro. I'm actually surprised that this is still going, bro. Look at this. Third gear, we got this amount of angle. Look how easy it is. Look how easy it is, bro. You don't even have to be good at drifting. You just want 3 stars, right? Look at this. Easy. I just hold my stick to the left. This is the nice thing about all drive. You can hold your stick one direction, and it just stays planted in that direction. I think I was going too fast in that corner. Easy. Okay, I think I messed up like the first corner, so that's why I was like, not getting enough points. Okay. Let's go to something like the hairpin. Now, for off-road drift zones, you kind of want something that's a little bit more suited for off-road. So you don't want like, basically what we use is drag tires, and drag tires allows you to have these long, pulled out extensions, right? What you want to have are cars that are built for off-road, or cars that don't have drag tires. So something like this, right? What's better? B class or C class? I'll show you C class, because even with C class you can still 3-star every zone. All you need to do is have a good line. Have a good line into the drift zone and do it. So this drift zone is 160k, so it's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky for a 3-star, but I mean as a beginner, yeah, it's gonna be tricky, but yeah, you can't really get points for going in the snow. So I think snow, like off-road drift zones in winter, yeah, I think they're better, bruh. Because like you actually have to drift the zone like the way it's intended, bruh. Yeah. Like you just need a good technique going into the zone, bruh. It says 160k, bruh. 160, okay. So this zone people are gonna struggle with a lot more. So I can see why people are struggling with the zone a lot, bruh. 160, eh? Okay, let's see. Let's cook up some good lines, bruh, because I was kind of slacking with my lines, bruh. Like, you can't just go into the zone, use a good car, expect to get 3 stars. You have to drift it. You have to understand how to do the thing. Just get points here, go here, angle here, get into a different gear, extend this corner, We're in 4th, we're in a higher gear, we want to accelerate. Transition again. Push through. You can even put on 4th. Push through. Keep pushing. Put on 4th again. Keep push. You only need 160, right? Okay. Look. There's 160. There you go. And we still have quite a bit of the zone left, so it's a little bit more difficult than the normal conventional drift zones, but you could pretty much do it. I mean, the off-road drift zones are a lot more difficult than the on-road drift zones. So that's pretty interesting to me because yeah. So let's just keep it to like real drive cars. I'm gonna do it in a car that's not even tuned. So I got this new Ferrari. I think a lot of people. I love the Dodge Viper from Horizon 4, but I want it to not be used as much, bro. Like that car is too good. This is 6 gears, so it helps you. Look at this, bruh. Put the power down, it's already drifting, bruh. Put the power down, bruh. So you want to just steer a little bit here, and then you can easily get this entry here. Then look, put it in fourth. I just drift, bruh. I just hold it down. How much does this need? 160, okay. 160. Okay, we'll try it, we'll try. Now you're scared of this corner? Just hold the handbrake. Just hold the handbrake. You don't even need to clutch kick. Just hold the handbrake, and then hold it in like the opposite direction you want. And I suggest when you're using clutch, hold the clutch as well when you're extending, so you can always clutch kick whenever you need to. I think that's like one of the best ways to do extensions. And look, we are already at 160. Well, 160, and look how much of the zone we have left. We can go around the corner here. We can drive a little bit up here. That's how insane drift zones are. That's why drift zones are easy. Because look, we got 160 here, and we still had a whole corner to do. A whole corner to do. That's crazy. Red Road 135. I don't know which way is the best to do it. Is it like going up? Is it going down? Ooh. But yeah. But I mean, yeah, we can always just use like different cars. So it said 135, right? And look, even without like, we're on stock tires, and we're able to make these extensions just with technique. Look at this. Stock tires. We're doing this all stock, bruh. So stock build, stock tires, stock everything. That's why, get yourself a Formula Drift car and just start putting the power down. Look at this. It said 135, right? Look. And we have this much of the drift zone left. We have this much of the drift zone left. So if anyone's struggling with drift zones, just learn how to drift, bro. Just learn how to drift. Learn how to put your car sideways. I promise you, the easiest way to learn how to drift is just go and fail. Just fail. Just spin out a bunch of times. Just do something that isn't in your comfort zone, and then you will get good at what you're doing. Because I tell you, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself that is hurting you is just not putting yourself in those situations enough to get like experience to understand what you're doing, you know? Like, it's so easy to just go and just hate on the drift zone, but you have to understand that, you know, drifting is not for everybody, you know? Drifting is not for everybody. You know, drifting is just something that you have to pick up and something that you have to understand. Like, you can't just be good at drifting. You have to learn how to do it. And here's a B-class Honda Acti that I tuned myself. Okay, what do we need? We need 130. Okay. Okay, so I think this is a 4th and 5th gear car. I don't remember. Oops. Okay. Now we're getting to a drift zone. Okay, okay. Okay, 140k. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So the best thing I want to do, get enough speed into the drift zone. Look at where you need to go. We need to go left. So we need to start right, and then we need a transition. Look at this. Even if you aren't like making all the things, just put the thing down, transition, hold it to the other side. And the easiest way to learn how to do transitions is just make your car want to spin out, but then catch the car as it's going. See? Catch the car as it's going. Catch the car as it's going. Remember, drifting is not about just like forcing your car to just try and lose grip. You need to maintain that grip. That's the problem. You need to maintain that grip. You need to maintain yourself going to the other side. Look at this. Maintain that grip. Maintain that grip. Maintain that grip, bruh. And it's at a 130. 130, boom. You got the drift zone score. Let me just bank the skill chain here. Okay. Cedar Grove. This is one of the more difficult drift zones, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. Um, hold up. Did I spawn at the bottom of the mountain? No, this is the right way to do it. So basically, get yourself enough speed. Get yourself enough speed. Initiate that drift. Initiate that drift. And then now we're in this corner. We go left. Okay, so we need 160. Okay. Okay, now just keep like going left to right. They call it Monji or transitioning or I don't know what it's called, but just go left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right until you full the drift zone score, and then you don't have to do it ever again. Right? 130. We need 20k more. I'm not doing anything special. Not doing anything special. 160. That's how much the drift zone needed. And look how much drift zone we have. We can drive down the whole thing. Look how much. Look how much. And people say they struggle in drift zones. I don't understand, bro. Like, yeah, you might have less experience. You might not understand how to do it. How about a drift zone that has a lot of technical turns? How about this one? Let's do this one in real drive just to show people. Because I know people are going to be like, oh no, he's using all drive, so it's so easy for him. Yeah, well, because I'm not good at real drive. I don't think much people are, bro. This real drive is difficult. You can buy this car from the auto show, and you can use it as is, bro. How much do we need? 340k. Okay. Now we get here. And go into third gear. Go into fourth. And look. All I'm doing when I'm doing that, I'm holding down my handbrake. I'm accelerating. And then I'm also braking if I want to. Also holding down my clutch so I can clutch kick. So it's basically a clutch kick combined with a handbrake maneuver. And then I'm also counter steering as well. Look at this. We're already at 120k and we have like so much of the drift zone left. This drift zone's a lot more technical, so a lot of people are gonna have a much more difficult time trying to do this. Now we're here. So we need 340k, huh? Okay. Okay. And look, all rear-wheel drive. This is a stock tune. So, you know, you can't complain that, oh, no. But you can do this too. You can do this too, bro. It's pretty easy, bro. Pretty easy. Go to the left side. Handbrake. You don't even need clutch. You can just do this. Into fourth. Okay, we might need to do it downhill if we don't get 3 stars, but is what it is, bro. Drift zones are not that easy, bro. They're not designed to be easy. You know, some of them are not easy. Some of them are not hard. I think we will get that 3 stars. There we go. 3 stars, right? You can do that too. You can do that too. And if you're concerned about what's the best cars to use, just go here. Look at people like Don Juan Song. Look at people like Barry Sniff. You see, they're using Honda S800s, Honda Beats, Toyota Supras. And these are old cars that have tunes on them. I'm just using a stock tune. And you can easily get 3 stars, bro. I even found a drift car just sitting here, bro. Let's use it. Let's use it, bro. I found a literal supercar. Not supercar, a drift car. Man, look at this, bro. Purchase car. Formula Drift. I just found a Formula Drift car in the wild. Literally. Formula Drift car in the wild. Literally, bruh. mm. Not the best entry. Look at this, bro. Ooh, we held that without spinning out. How, bro? Ooh. Yeah, this car does not like its fourth gear for some reason. This car has 6 gears, but only prefers the third. Interesting. Yeah, if you're struggling to learn how to drift in Forza, just buy a fucking Formula Drift car, bro. It's so simple. Slide it around and just put power to the pedal, bro. And look. Banger, bro. I'm not even using like any meta technique. I'm just driving and holding down handbrake. Driving and holding down handbrake. Look at this. That was a bit too close for comfort. But we did it. 3 stars, baby. Easy. All you need is coffee, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's see how much Dubs earned. Let's see. He does not use clutch, so let's see how much he got. Let's see. High remorse, bro. Motherfucker, bro. Yeah, we got people like Cruzea. We got people like Born Speed, bruh. Even Hardcore. Even he's getting 360, bruh. Donut Media. We got a guy named Donut Media. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, so 340. You see, even a guy like Dubs can get 3 stars, bro. Without a clutch. So yeah, all you need is just a little bit of technique, and bruh, you got this, bruh. You got this, bruh. That's how to do it, bruh. If you need some advice, I would just say just learn, practice like the motions, practice how it goes. All you need, bruh. Even on automatic, or I'd say this is the best one because not a lot of people use clutch, bruh. Look at this. Into fourth. And I just accelerate. Look. If anyone thinks that, oh, I'm cheating my technique, look. You can even do it without clutch. I wonder if I can do a 360. Yeah. I can do a 360 confirmed without on a stock tune. Can I 360 entry here? the car pulled itself over. It's whatever. But that's pretty much how to do it. I mean, buy yourself Formula Drift cars and just, drift them. Push them to the limit. If you want to know like the best tunings for tire pressure, just go like here, put it low. Gearing, just make sure to like have it out. Like for the alignment, put it like here, put it like 1.5, and then you can leave like these two stock. Anti-robots, try to push this one a bit more back. Springs dampening, you could just leave the stock, honestly. And then just put both at 100, or you can put like deceleration at 0. And if you feel uncomfortable, just go Creative Hub. Just load up a tune, bruh. Godlike drifting, drift zones, real drive, drift guard. All these people. It says trending. Just look. All these people. Boom. You'll see the most common types. So, yeah, just enjoy drifting. Enjoy it, bruh.